It was just a little too emotional for you because it looks like you guys were playing off emotion sometimes.
Yeah, I think that had to do a little bit with it. It was a big game, a lot on the line, really, bragging rights. But we didn't play our best game, and we know that. We just have to go into the next week and keep this in the back of our heads and work harder.
Ronnie, you had a good game tonight as well. Down the stretch, it kind of came to those free throws. Like you said, was it an emotional thing that played into that, or?
I think we should. Yeah, it was an emotional game, and I mean we got to look past that. We got to. I mean, this is what we're here for. You know, we're not gonna blame it on the emotional game. We've been prepared for this all week. We didn't have a GNAC game Thursday, so you know we already knew what we were getting ourselves into, and free throws was a big reason why we lost this game. I mean, me personally, I missed 2 big free throws towards the end of the stretch, so I'm not gonna blame it on emotions or anything. I just feel like we're supposed to come to play, and we showed up till we didn't play our game in the last 8 minutes, and that's where we needed to buckle down, get it together.
You know, Duncan, I realize rivalry games big. You always want to beat your rival, but I mean, is it important to not, let this loss derail your season? I mean, you guys are still 5-2 in the GNAC. Is it important just to kind of carry on? Yeah,
well, I mean, we haven't lost since November, so we get to start a streak again on next Thursday, and just keep on getting back to work. And I think that with hard work and with the taste of loss right now, I think that we'll come back even stronger next game. And down in Anchorage, they'll get a better game against us. So we're waiting for that, and we have that date set in our locker room, so we're ready for that.
This is for either one of you, but for exactly 4 minutes and 19 seconds, you guys were stuck on 54 points. You didn't get another basket until Pat went to the free throw line. Why do you think you guys were so cold at that point?
I think we had opportunities, but free throws was a big thing that just kind of messed us up. We couldn't hit, and that really cost us the game right there. I missed a couple, Sergey and Ronnie, but I mean, that's one thing we emphasize in practice, and we're only gonna get better at that. So now we know to just focus on free throws, and that's a strong part of our game.
It seems like something else the Seawolves were doing well against you guys was defensive rebounding, and you guys had thrived on defensive rebounding this season. Why do you think they had the edge in that department?
I feel like they out-hustled us. Usually we're the team, running in there after every shot, getting the rebounds. I just feel like they got the better position on us, on the defensive and offensive side of rebounding. So, I mean, we need to work on that in practice. That's usually a spot where we don't really have struggles or troubles in, but tonight, you see, it played a big role in the reason why we got the loss tonight. So, I mean, that's part of being mentally tough. I feel like rebounding, you have to rebound in order to get the ball. So we just gotta go back to practice, and we got another strong week, take care of it. And I mean, it's only our first loss, like you said, since November. So I feel like we needed it. We needed this loss. We were feeling ourselves too much, and we play them again. We play everybody twice in this conference. So I feel like we're gonna be prepared when we play them again.
What do you guys think about the crowd? I mean, it's just, to say electric is an understatement. It was like a really, this is the first time I covered a UAF men's basketball game, and that was like really one amazing crowd out there.
Yeah, it was nice to play in front of a crowd like that. I think it was exciting for both the fans and the players. So with that, with more exciting games, hopefully pack the patty again.
Yeah, it was a great turnout. I feel like it was my first packed game, at home. So for all of us too. So I mean, it was just a great turnout, and I like to play under the stars like that. Our whole team likes to. We hate to get the loss. Hopefully, still the fans still love us and come out and support.
I mean, regardless of missed free throws or whatever reason, I mean, you got a nasty taste in your mouth from this game right now?
Yes, I do. Yes, it hurts. this rivalry. It's been a rivalry for the past years, and you know they come out here, they get the win, they're happy. We come back to the locker room, you know, with a nasty taste in our mouth, and I feel like you know it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt until we play them again, you know. So we're gonna leave that. We gotta focus on our next games coming up next week, but it just hurts, you know. We're gonna keep it in the back of our head, you know, focus on take it one game at a time, one week at a time, but. Yeah, we're gunning for them. We want them. Can't wait till we go play them in Anchorage.
How was this game a wake-up call?
I haven't been asleep yet.
Okay. Because I mean, one thing.
No, it was. We haven't lost since November. Yeah. I mean, free throws. You know, 14 turnovers, 13 turnovers the second half. You know, it just got into kind of an ugly battle that whole second half, and you know, we just lost our emotions a little bit, and you know, we're a little antsy at the free throw line. You know, we're shooting 70%. We shoot a little over 70% on the season. So, with all that said, we almost snuck back in at the last minute. So I'm proud of these guys. A lot of lessons, that's what we talked about. I mean, just a ton of lessons for us to learn from. You know, I'd rather learn them when you win, but you know, that's part of it. So we'll try to build a new streak next Thursday.
You mentioned the E word, as your players did. How tough is it to remind your players not to get it too emotional? Because it's really hard when you got 1,100 fans out there, and you know you're playing your in-state rival that's beating you 13 times in a row.
You know, you have to go back to the style of the play the second half. You know, they're double teaming the rebound. When we get a rebound, they double team us. You know, so you have to fight through that. You know, you get at the high post, you got to fight. So I mean, you're fighting through physical contact and bumps all night. And so you know, at some point, you're probably gonna kind of lose it. And you know, so. We did. I mean, it was a physical battle, and I think we lost 4 rebounds. I think we had 4 rebounds that either jump balls or got stripped, and, you know, because of the physicalness. So we'll learn. You know, that's something we'll have to drill and learn from. So I mean, it's just hard. I think it's hard to kind of not get caught up into that, and unfortunately, you know, we had a couple plays that really hurt us. You know, the flagrant foul, you know, was a tough situation. So where they get the ball too, plus a turnover. You know, you lose the ball, you lose your possession. They got the free throws, and that's a pretty big play. Because for the most part, I thought we battled them, and we were fighting them off. And we were doing a great job fighting them off, and then you know, at some point you got to make some free throws too.
It's you know. A lot of the close calls really didn't go your way. Is that something you just have to fight through?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not one that's ever going to go, you know, there, you know, and we just were not good enough the second half, you know, we just didn't finish, and we just weren't good enough to get it done the second half. But, you know, it was great to see the crowd. You know, it's great to see UAA celebrate. They're excited. You know how many? You know, most people just expect to come in here and win. Not anymore. You know, not anymore.
How do you think this? Even though you know it didn't turn out the way you wanted to, but how do you think this game can? I won't say like a rallying cry because you guys were already on a winning streak, but even you know Dom and Ronnie were just saying that you know start streaking again next week. You know, you guys will play them in Anchorage, but how is it you're going to get this team refocused? Well, okay, that game is over. Now we got to move on.
Well, these guys have been good with that. You know, they'll be good. We'll learn and move. But you know, this is conference play, and so you know it's hard. You know, there's bumps. There's going to be bumps, and there might be a couple bumps. You know, the top end of this league is you know, there's speed bumps into their arenas here coming up left and right. So I mean, you know, we got to try to learn and get ready for Thursday and go from there. This is a good basketball team. You know, we have a good basketball team that is going to get better. And you know, tonight we had some.
When their big man fouled out, did you think that kind of change the complexion of the game, what you want to do defensively, and they had, I guess, more maybe perimeter-oriented player playing five?
There's no question. I mean, you know, Sergei Garden-Demisi in that possession where he hit that three, that's not a good matchup. And they were forced to do that a little bit because of the foul trouble. And so, yeah, it was a lot of trying to match up and sub there the last couple minutes. You know, they may got the better. Obviously, that was a big three he hit right there.
Mick, I mentioned this to the guys, but there was a stretch with the last 5 minutes that you went cold for like 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Just what wasn't going well at that point?
Well, we had a couple turnovers, but, you know, also in those possessions we missed free throws. So, I mean, at least if you come away, you know, with some free throw points, you know, I think we stay within reach. You know, that they spread it to 6 points there. So yeah, I mean, you know, for the most part, you know, we got, I thought, pretty good other than if we turned it over. But we also got to finish the free throws. You know, I don't think anything was easy for either team all night. I mean, when you look at it, 65-60, both teams, you know, guarded. The thing we got away from us was the boards. You know, 40-29. That's not indicative how we've rebounded the last, you know, 2 weeks in the GNAC. So that stat stands out to me. They had 20 turnovers. We had 17. So both teams, you know, forced a lot of turnovers, and they barely shot. You know, they barely beat us at the free throw line. They shot, you know, a little better. We both had 22 field goals. You know, they had a couple more threes there. So.
One area they did kind of get you. They were on the offensive glass pretty hard in the second half. Points out.
Well, I thought the first half. You know, they only got 4 the second half. They had McCulvey had 5 at half. So, you know, 9 offensive boards. I didn't think they got as much the second half on. You know, they did get a tip out, but you know, the thing that stands out to me is we didn't get much second opportunities. You know, we seemed like we couldn't go up and grab it. You know, that type of thing too. So. You know, in a 65-60 game, a lot of little things you can kind of point your finger at.
What can you take away from what your team did defensively, given that it was a pretty good three-point shooting team? They were 7-14, but it doesn't really seem like they were that hot. And you guys did a good job of being in Fossman's face, like on the catch. I remember they were. Don was saying in the preview, being there on the catch. How do you think you guys executed defense?
I thought defensively we did a great job. You know, they got a couple big threes from the two, you know, from Lech Band and their little point guard Little in that stretch where they kind of were hanging in there. So they you know, they had a couple big shots. But no, I thought overall defensively, I mean, you look at that they shot 52% the second half. You know, but I thought defensively. If you're going to say, you know, going to give UAA 65 points in our building tonight, I would have thought we would have won the basketball game.
Mick, just one last question. I mean, what impressed you about the Natics in the first half? Because you're down 17-11, but you go in the locker room with a 32-27 lead. What impressed you about your team's perseverance? Yeah,
I thought that was the biggest thing. We just kind of persevered, got behind, built the lead. You know, could even have been a little more there. I thought it was just a gutty first half, you know, and I thought we'd be a little more in sync. We got that out of the way. I thought we'd be a little more in sync second half offensively, but it kind of started the whole start of the second half. There was just not much going on either end offensively, and both teams turned over a ton in the second half. So, you know, came down those last 10 minutes, and they were better than us the last 10 minutes.
And I guess my final question: what's your message to the team moving forward?
Well, there's just the biggest thing was there's lessons to be learned. You know, there's lessons to be learned here. We need to learn them. We got to keep our emotions in check in a physical game, and let's start a new streak.
Let's go.
All right, thanks, guys.